Hi friends, welcome to Tutors Funny channel. Today I am going to make the full stack development using Vue.js and Laravel 11. So I have built a very attractive application using Vue.js and Laravel. You will be able to see here. So here you will be able to enter the employee name. I am going to add the employee name as John. Address I am going to enter as India. Phone number I am going to enter something else. Hit save button, right? If you hit save button, record has been saved. Here you can this record has been saved. Now if you want to click edit button, here editable record will be passed into the form correctly. Now if you want to go into edit the record with John, I'm going to make the address which is a USA. Here it is a two-way binding. Here if you are here, it will be changing here, and here it will be changing. If you hit save button, this time record has been updated. Okay, the updated record it will be showing. Okay, right? So if you want to delete the record, click delete button. Record has been deleted. Here this simple application full stack app development, how to do step by step will teach. Right, now let's back to my uh, website, which is tutorsfunny.com. You can see how to make this system step by step from the scratch. You go and click on this link, build a CRUD app with Laravel 11 and Vue.js. Okay, so this is the latest one, so you will be able to see. Okay, so let's see the step by step one. Okay, first what you are going to do is first you have to install the Laravel. So first what you are going to do is I'm going to go to so this two project I'm going to stop it. This one I'm going to stop it. This front end and back end you'll stop it. Okay, so that the previous one you'll stop it. Right. Okay. Just stop it. Okay. Right. Now let's do the things. Okay. Now what you're going to do is I'm going to make the folder which is a where here F drive, G drive. G drive I'm going to make the folder which is a Laravel 11 full stack. Laravel 11 full stack. I'm going to make the folder. Inside the folder I'm going to make two things, backend and front end. First I'm going to make the backend part. So here first we have to go to the official website and you can get these things. So, okay, so we have to type this one, composer here. So Laravel, sorry, so the blog I have Laravel 11. So okay, so Laravel 11. So you have to go to the respective website here, Laravel documentation. You can see it's a Laravel 11. Okay, so you have to go find the here you can click on this the installation part, composer, create project, Laravel. Here you have to mention the project name. So I'm going to back to my browser. Here you type it cmd, right click and paste them. Here I'm write it backend CRUD. Okay, backend CRUD. Press enter key on your keyboard. Now your project is installing. You have to keep waiting until your installation is completed. You have to, this is installing Laravel 11. You have to wait until the installation process completed. Now the project installation we have done successfully. You will be able to see here the project has been installed successfully. Now let's go to the installation folder. This is the Laravel backend app. You will be able to see here. So this is the your Laravel. So inside this folder you have all the files, all the file folders and file you will be able to see. Here I'm going to open up this one. You type cmd command code space dot to open the project on the VS Code editor. If you open up the VS Code editor, it's look like this. This is the file folder and project. Okay. So now what you're going to do is here I want to do the thing is you simply here you have to go to the first tab. You have as I mentioned, here you have to, if you want to run the project and check, you will be able to run the command php artisan serve. Okay, so if you want you can run the command. Okay, so I'm going to run the command and check. So open up the new terminal window. Here I'm going to type on this here this okay, so okay, right. Here I open up php. You type php artisan serve. You write, okay, php artisan serve command. You type the php artisan serve command. Right. PHP artisan serve. First, you have to run the app and check. So the first time it will be generate the port. So you can see the Laravel after install the Laravel. You just copy this the port, the address. You have to paste on the browser and press enter key. Now you will be able to see the nice user interface of Laravel 11. So you can see come below here is a Laravel 11 user interface, right? Now what you're going to do is first step, I'm going to make the database migration part. So here there's a env file. Here is a second step, change the env file. So I'm going to make the database. So what are the database you are going to make? So I'm going to go to, if you want to, you must run the XAMPP server here. Okay, XAMPP server you have to run it. Then only you will be open up the MySQL dashboard. Okay, so here click on this. So admin, you click up after open up the XAMPP control panel. You have to click on that button which is called as admin. It will be open up your phpMyAdmin. So you have to wait until the database data dashboard is open, right? So you have just copy this. You have to open up the, instead of this browser, I want to open up my Chrome. It is very simple. Okay, so it is open up right here. It is simple. It's open up. Now I'm going to make the database which is a bb. For the database I given, what's the name? They tell that to create the database. You can create any name and just create as bbc bb. Yes, click create. Your database has been created, which name is bbs. Okay, so there is nothing inside this database. There is no folder tables, just a blank database. Now what you're going to do is I'm going to go to this, go to the env file, which will be all the database configuration is there. Okay, the env file. Okay, so here, so what I'm going to do is this env file. What I'm going to do is I want to defaultly Laravel coming as a SQLite. I want to change this one as a MySQL. Here this one I just select all in VS Code editor, control plus / and you have to uncomment it. Here what is the database name which you are given, which has bbs. So you have to make it as bbs. This is a user credential. Your default username is root, password is blank. So you have to keep as it is. Okay, you don't need to enter the password. If you have changed the password as your custom password, you will be able to give here. So at the moment I don't have any custom password, so I keep it as it is, right? So after that I just save all. After that I add save command. Okay, now what you're going to do, you have to save all the command. So now what you're going to do is I'm going to go to where's my this one. This is my PHP server. Okay, so now you can see here I have done the database. Okay, database part I have configured successfully, right? So here after configure, you can see here after run the applet show there. The what is the problem here is after you have to configure the database connection. What I'm doing is why the errors coming here. Your default database is SQLite. You made as a MySQL. So we have to make the migration part. So you open up another terminal. Here you type the command php artisan. Here I have provided everything in the block. You don't worry about that. Here php artisan migrate. Here type the command migrate. php artisan migrate. Right. If you are using the migrate, all the table has been migrated. Now if you are go over here and refresh the application, you can see that successfully you will be able to see the Laravel homepage. Right. So all the tables has been migration into your database. So you'll be able to see success user interface. Right. After that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to create a new migration, which is a employee table. What is the meaning of new migration? Means you are going to create a new table for your project. So you have I'm going to make the CRUD application system based on the employee. So it's an employee. So I already show the employee. So okay, this is employee management. So the employee has employee name, address, and phone number. So what I'm going to do is here, I'm going to make the new migration. So the table how to create here is we have a migration file. So here what I'm going to do is here I'm going to this terminal project is running. This terminal we have to create the migration part. So how to create it? We just this is the PHP artisan make migration create tables. You are using tables. If it is students. So when you create the migration, you are use a plural. Don't use singular. This is the way you have to use it. Just copy it, open up your application, you paste them. PHP artisan make migration create employees table. Press enter key on your keyboard. Your migration has been created successfully. Right? Now you can see over here after create the migration, you will be able to see you have to go to app inside the app HTTP. Sorry, here you have got database. Just for a database migration. Here, the migration folder. Here, this is the fields. I have to put it here. Additional, we have to add the fields. Which these are the fields: name, address, phone number. So I just copy these fields. I'm going to paste it over here. So here, this field. Default come as ID and timestamp. What are the fields you need? You have to add it. These are the string data types: name, address, phone number. Phone number, if you want to put integer, it has you can put it the data type because I'm not doing any validation part, so that I'm going to keep as string. If you make the validation part, you will make as integer part. Integer. Okay, so validation part means you have a number only you can type on that particular text field like that, right? So I'm going to put it testing only. It's no problem. Okay, right. That's the thing you have to write it. Right. Now let's back to my application. Now after that, you don't. I want to create this table before my using the migration command. You have to save all. Then only the file is saved. Now you will be able to make the PHP artisan migrate. If you are to migrate, this table has been created in your database. So okay, you can see here your structure. There's no table here. Our employees table has been created with the following columns: name, address, phone number. You can see what are the columns name you have given. The following column names has been created along with this table name, which is a employees. Now you can have a good understand how to create the database. Inside the database, how to create the tables. All the things I have explained perfectly. Right. Now what you're going to do this here. I'm going to go to the rest of this part. So I made the migration part, it's done. Right. After that, I'm going to create the controller, which is a API controller, because it's not an ordinary controller. This is an API controller because we have a we are not going to do the web application. This is the API application. So we have to communicate with the front end and back end. So we have to using the create the controller, which is a API controller. Type by this command PHP artisan make controller employee controller. Okay, so you have this here. You no need to write the plural singular. You have to employee controller slash here dash dash API because this is based on the employee controller. Copy this command. Here you have to right click, you paste them on your terminal. PHP artisan make controller employee controller. Press enter key on your keyboard. Now your API controller has been created. You can see here. This is the API controller. It consists of all the respective methods. Right? Okay, this respective methods also created. Okay, right. Now here's a code snip. Okay, so here's a code snip. So this code snip I have to talk one by one. Don't worry about that. So at the moment I just before I'm going to paste this code, I want to do another things. I'm going to create a model. After create the controller, I'm going to go to create the model. Why this model? What is control? Why model? All the things are creating. Control is the main part of the programming because that is the one who controls all the system. Okay, entire system, the control should be hand with control. Okay, the model is the part where communicate with the database to get the data. Okay, and passing to the respective controller. Control is a part which will be read the data and passing to the view. Okay, when the request is coming from route passing to the controller get the data from the model is the one who communicate with the database and get the data and send back to our controller send back to view. This is the Laravel architecture works, right? Keep in your mind. So now what I'm going to do is, so the model, which is the schema of the database. What is schema? The schema, which will be, this is how we have communicate with the database through Laravel. Okay. So here, just copy this back to our. So first, before that, we have to copy this command to create a model. Right click. So here your model has been created. Which part is a make model employee. This is a model I'm going to create. This model, keep in your mind, this is a singular, not plural. Go to the model folder. It's a model. Here, your schema. The schema, I'm going to add this one. Copy this. Right. It's a protected. So here, what I'm going to do is here, table, which is a employees table. So you can check it over here. Say employees table, which is a employees table, which is a primary key should be ID. These are the respective columns: name, address, and phone number. Here you can see here. Okay, this is a fillable column. Okay, this is the database table name. This is a primary key. These are the columns you have fill up that table, which is a employees, right? So we have done successfully, right? Now let's file, save all. Now what I'm going to do is go back to controller. I'm going to go to my project, all the code I just copied, I paste on here. So here you can paste here. Instead of pasting like this, you have to never understand. So I'm going to paste like this. First, I'm going to call the model. This model means here, if I write and explain take too much of time, first I will explain. Use app model employee mean here your model is reside on where inside the app folder. There is a model folder inside the model. There is a file which is a employee. Now you can have a good understanding, right? After that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the constructor, right? So constructor, so you write this code to implement the constructor to get the data. So protected employee, you have to make a simple function construct. Here, this is how we have communicate the model. The model is you have give the path via here. The model object you have created using the new keyword employee. It will be passing this employee. So this is if you are instead of calling this, you have to call this. You can easily your data will be traveling via the models, right? First index page, which is a loading page of the programming. When you request when the programming is loading, when the program is loading, the table has been loading. This is loading stuff done by this index method. So index method we have implemented. Sorry, implemented. So like this way, we have to implement the index method. Okay, the index page. So you have to copy this code, paste on here. So you have to write the try and catch block. So the if you write the code professionally, you have to write like this because when the errors comes, you have to identify the error like this way. When the what is the error coming, you can simply this exception instead of writing here, you have to put it over here. Simply, what's the error? You can easily understand. The error is coming what it is. Then only we can understand. That's why I have to implement the try and catch block. First, response JSON this employee get all function but the things are doing. It goes to this table via the model. So this model through communicate with this table Okay, get all the data from the table, and this model which will be passing to the controller. That's the thing you have to write. Here it is passing to here. If your requests get all the response should be coming here. That's the thing you have to write. Simple here. While we while the request is coming from the model to passing the data to the controller, is the sometimes get some error will be handling through the catch block. Okay, error will be handling through the catch block, right? After that, second one, store function. Store function. Yes, store function. The store function. Here what I did here is here store function. What I did store here. You have to create the employee variable. This employee, there is a method called which create what is the request coming from the front end. All the requests you are receiving. All requests being employee name, address, and phone number. These two things, all the things are coming as a request. Get the request and passing to the all the requests what you are sending. There is a method which is in the ORM tool create. So it is communicate with this model through the database and create your records. After create the record, you're passing the employee over here. It sent the response. The employee has been created. Okay, that's the thing we have to write. Okay, right. So we have to understand first thing. Okay, for what I did doing here, there are no students are not understand these things. It's very must. First, if you understand only, we will be make the program good program, right? So after that, we have to go through third one, which is a show records. Yeah, this one, if you want to show the record, you can see when this is the search record. When the ID is coming over here, was the front end, we are searching, get the ID. There is a ORM tool, there is a method which is a find. Okay, that's the beauty of the frameworks. Okay, we are in your normal ordinary SQL query, you have to write where close. Okay, the select all from employee table where ID equal what's the ID you are coming from the front end. So here we no need to write any code. The ORM tool which implement the methods. Okay, if you are create the record, they are implement the create method. If you are if you are view the record, there is a method which is a all. If it is a find the record, there is a method called find. Okay, they are implemented. So we have to call the method and do the stuff. Okay, here find, get the ID, find the data, and passing to here. After that, what I did here is here we will be check it whether the employee ID is found or not. If it is not, you can use here the not operator. Okay, if the employee ID is not found, passing this error. If the ID is found, what happens is it is get the respective data based on the ID. What's the ID is coming from the front end. According to the ID, data will be finding from the database, and the respective information will be the responding information will be response here. It's coming here. It is sending from the front end. Okay, get the ID from the backend and showing to the page. Right, that's the thing. Simple. While getting any error, this one you can put it over here. Right, you can understand the every method I'll be explaining. Okay, right. After that, update method. This is the update method. I'm going to explain, don't worry. You can see the update method. What I'm did here is here update method. You can see it's update method. I'm going to copy this, paste over here. You can see what is the request and ID based on ID is coming here. Okay, this when you update the record, the form data. Imagine here. Here you can see if you click on this. This is the when you update the record, we are not going to create a new record. The existing record we are going to update, isn't it? We are not going to create a new record. We are existing record we are going to update. So what I'm going to do here is, so existing record means all the record, the record is already in the database table. So out of the record, we can't update the record directly. Find the primary key because the primary key never duplicated. So find the primary key field and this relevant information. So this is the ID. So here if you click on this edit button, okay, here click on the edit button. This is the ID, right? This is the ID. Here this is here the record here. So click on this. This is the ID based on the record will be go here. This is the ID. These two fields are coming here, right? After clicks update button. Okay, this is all the things that we have make as a validation at front end. So all that this is okay coming here. After click update button, the if you click edit button, it's coming here. This if you click edit button, so all the dates are viewing this page. These things we have do the validation by front end. Okay, which is Vue.js. After click up save button, it is not saved because we are not going to this part. We already give the code, the validation part. If the existing record, we are not updating. If the existing record, we are updating. Here, click save button. The record is updated. So here, not updated. So here, I already closed the server. So I just show here. Okay. So here requires plus this data plus this ID second. So both are coming here. First find the ID, whether find the IDs exists in the database. If it is not found, error should be there. If it is found, get all the relevant record based on the IDs you are getting. Here there is a method called update. Here very simple. They are implement when you update the record, they implement the method called update. Easily the record has been updated. Send as a JSON response. Very simple. Okay, understand? Right. Let's go to the destroy part. Destroy, what I'm going to do is, here also, we have to go more into the destroy part. Back to the code section snip. Here, copy this. Paste on over here. Here, this one also. When you delete the record, here, when you click delete record has been deleted. So here I already closed this server, so that's why it's not open. Okay, so here click on the delete button. What happen is it will be coming to the ID. This ID, which ID is primary key. Will coming here, and first you'll be check whether the record is exist or not in the database. This ID. Okay, if it is not the ID, employee ID is it exists or not. If it is not exist, you are using the not operators to check. If it is not found, error will be displayed, employee not found. If it is exists, there is a method called delete. The ORM tell they are which given the method called delete the entire employee row. That's the thing we have delete. Okay, right? Simple. I hope you guys have understood the things well. Okay, I'll spend my next lecture into continue this lecture.